there before dark? I don't think so.
If you left now, I mean it's about 1 in the afternoon. You would probably get there 5 o'clock, so it would not be too long
Oh,
before the
that's not
sun
so
was setting.
bad. Oh, right, because it's winter and we're up north.
Yep. And there's merch to buy.
I say we get up early. If you want, again, I can come around and wake you all up.
No,
No.
You
please.
could come to the 6 a.m. service I plan.
No. We'd
Oh,
love it.
and Gus will shine his incredibly sad eyes at your no.
Gus, I would be happy to preach with you.
Oh, thank you, my friend. It will be the most wonderful time. Are you sure you wouldn't like to reconsider, Cassandra?
Well, there's merch to buy, but you know, she's
6 a.m. It is a date. I will see you all there. Home
Date?
party.
I have a question.
That's in character.
I have a question.
Mm.
Can I begin funneling money at Mr. Gustantine here to produce for me a set of plate mail?
Oh yeah, I could totally. How long would that take?
To build a full set of plate mail?
Yeah. And if when we hit the halfway point, is it half plate?
Lord.
So, like, can I give him the top and then finish the pants?
Actually,
A suit of
the
plate
irony
armor.
is a suit of half plate is half the cost of a suit of plate armor.
And
A suit
it's
of plate
has no
armor
legs.
takes rules as written takes 300 days to craft by yourself.
Yeah,
But I am
that
not.
is
I am not
insane.
crafting with myself. I have Muradin above.
He does not give you that much help.
He doesn't let me
that is the
montage
kind of-
at will.
No, not for 300 days. For something like that, you're going to need to get back to a larger town than Caer Konig. You could certainly start passing the money off and collecting materials for it and putting it aside, and it will be sped up.
Save your
but
money
there's-
for now, and we will do the measurements, and we will get you ready.
Okay.
And yeah, so when we can buy the materials, then yeah, we'll get going.
And
All
Roden
right.
will say, if you come by my shop in East Haven, I might be able to pitch in and help you out with a few things. Most of my stuff is dwarf sized, but I can work on it.
Thank you.
Ah, there we go. All right, time to bleach.
Patrick, I would like to hawk some of this stuff we have that's in the party fund. That's just like worth 25 gold pieces. Can I
you can
liquidate
go
all those
to-
assets?
You can go to Frozen Fire Expeditions and easily liquidate stuff you guys don't want or trade it in for basic goods.
I'll be right
Graphic
back.
novels like Pocky.
I'm going to turn all of this stuff into gold then, if that's okay.
Do you want to turn it into silver that we can melt down for silver weapons that we can leave for these people in case the rats are not done?
Wait, we have scale mail armor?
Yes.
I'm wearing scale mail.
Is that?
That's
Is that?
probably
Oh,
what
that's
Scale Mail is
Radigan's.
there.
That's Radigan's old armor. Why else would it have that description?
So is that per?
Oh, what's that? I missed that.
I assume that the scrolls of Knock and Chromatic Orb are going to go to the
I
wizard
believe
or the
Charity
bard.
has them.
Okay.
So that's total. That's what it adds up to, right? Okay, I gotta get pizza. Bear back.
Yeah, 331, that's what we have right now. I'm just taking the stuff out that we've used up. Longsword +1 is no longer in the party loot.
No, it's on my sheet. Oh, a potion of radiant resistance. That's going to be perfect for me, who already has that.
All right, so scale mail armor. That's Radigan's old armor. Are we? Is somebody wanting to use that, or can we sell it?
Is scale mail better than chainmail?
I believe it's
It is
medium.
worse.
Then no.
It is medium armor, and it is like 14 plus 2 dex.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
And disadvantage on stealth. So I will sell that for 25 gold. Is that okay? That's half its value in the player's handbook.
Hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
Also, if someone can confirm this for me,
that also
I
okay with
want
Radigan?
to. If I use this
Radigan
particular action with range attacks, would this come in effect, or is this ineffective?
Sorry, what's
An
what's-
attack.
Yeah, it's an
Yeah.
attack.
With an attack, yeah, it would work. You wouldn't get your rage bonus on the attack because it's not a melee attack, but you get this on it.
Doesn't rage just
Okay.
require to use strength? The rage bonus?
As long as this works.
I'll take the alchemist.
Oh, no,
fire.
melee with strength.
Nobody's taking.
I'll take those out of the party loot then. We are condensing the party loot.
Oh crap! Party loot.
I would.
Yeah, I wanted to sell my maul and hand axe and just get javelins. Like I was going to get like 5 javelins and maybe combine it with ancestral protectors. Maybe it would be really effective.
I would
have the
suggest.
scrolls. I already
the-
have the scrolls.
Okay,
Alright.
good. I would suggest the potion of growth go to our Minotaur. Nothing like
Wouldn't-
having an extra large barbarian.
True.
Ian, are you
I-
looking to donate any
I
more to the school for kids who can't read good?
All right,
Ian
I'll
is
donate
currently
10.
away from the table.
I'm not going to argue against that, but wouldn't that be more effective against someone else?
Hey,
It adds more damage to you, which I mean, it's good on anyone who's going to want to deal weapon-based damage.
and hey,
I'm
who
not-
doesn't
I'm-
like an extra large side of beef?
I mean, I'm not going to argue. I mean, it does sound very tempting.
All right, I am back. So
All
what
right,
was
so
that about the Mulladen School for children who cannot read good?
Nothing.
Yeah, we
You
have
don't
to
have to count good because you've only got 10 gold in it.
yeah, the strike is
Are you
closing it
adding
down.
anything to that, Ian?
Hey, that's enough to hire 2 people for
I've been
what, a day?
the last 2 times you guys sacrificed gold, I added 2 gold to it each time.
I think that's reflected in it, though. I think it's already
Oh,
in there.
it's on my I have it
Oh,
on my sheet. Sorry, I was
I'll tell
keeping
you
it
about the
as
party
a-
sheet then. Cool. Our party fund is like
It,
a third of the size.
yeah, that just means, Ian, that you need to update whenever we finish a session of, hey, and now it is at so much
Yeah, it's
gold.
at 28 gold.
Wow, that's not bad.
All right. Oh no, I just took it off the party loot. If he's keeping track of it. So what else do we need, my friends?
I'm gonna pick up some extra potions of healing for myself.
Was the 5 javelins deducted from the?
Don't you have personal funds?
Yeah, I thought you were selling your own weapons and getting those.
Yeah,
I mean,
don't
yeah.
forget everyone also got 100 gold
Radigan's
outside of the party fund.
Radigan's wearing his half plate now, right?
Yes, sir.
I will pick up a life jacket off the shelf and put it over his head. You may need this.
Thanks. Also, do they have life jackets?
Yeah,
Oh,
life
made a
jacket's been a
cork?
thing forever.
You may also need the other half of the plate. It is hard to eat off of half of a plate.
Don't forget, there's also blown up pig bladders that they could use.
How much is the maul and the hand axe going for? I'm done.
Half its original cost. So give me a
The
second.
mall's 5 gold selling it, and the hand axe if you sell it is 2.5 gold. So 7 gold, 5 silver total, which will buy you 15 javelins.
Wow.
So how much
Handex
gold?
is
So we can buy those
surprisingly
orphans
expensive.
like 30 or 40 javelins with the money we've saved up for the school.
Yep.
None of us were kids who
Javelins.
couldn't read
It'd be like
good.
Yeah, but they can't
it'd be
throw
like
javelins
50
either.
something, dude. It'd be like 56.
We're halfway there.
Why read when you could throw a javelin?
I mean, throwing a javelin is like 50% of reading.
Ow.
Gus, you know how to read?
No, that was Ian. That wasn't Gus.
Ian, do you know how to read?
Well, yeah, once you throw the javelin, then you get whatever the person was carrying and read it. It's like extreme reading.
Right.
And-
All right.
Anyways.
What else? What else are you guys picking up?
Ezekiel's sad.
rations.
Ezekiel would normally go out and buy a nice outfit, but his clothes just become whatever he needs.
So why not do it anyway? It makes you feel good. It stimulates the local economy and it stimulates you.
Yes,
You
do
could
it.
just, change how you look.
Food, rations, hardtack
Oh,
for the
more
season.
coal because we're bringing the cart this time. Damn it.
I just picked up
Yeah.
more potions of healing. That's it.
And as you guys are shopping here in Frozen Far, I mean, it's this middle-aged, sort of steely-haired man with like skin the wind-blown color of tanned leather, named Etnus, who's sort of helping you out, and he's sort of judging your weapons and looking, and he'll start telling you sort of stories of how he's led expeditions up Kelvin's Cairn, through the spine of the world. He's even climbed the treacherous slopes of the Reghead Glacier. But, he also, he sells you everything you guys sort of want, and then gives you basic free advice on how to survive an avalanche, the 5 mistakes people make when trying to run from a crag cat, how to scale an ice wall with just a fishing rod and a dead yeti, and numerous topics as you guys are sort of wandering around. And
I do
How,
the
how
Yeti
do you
run.
get the dead Yeti?
Well, you got to make a dead Yeti first. That's it. That's obvious.
yeah, he
No,
goes
that's a
into
different plan.
Have you ever
Yeah.
thought about putting this into a graphic novel?
what?
Ignore her,
graphic
she is
novel!
delirious.
No.
She's
A graphic
suffered
novel,
from,
see? Here. Just like Winthrop used to.
And he flips through them and just says, "These are amazing. I kind of wrote a few things in my journals, but nobody's ever really shown much interest in them."
If you animate them, perhaps they will light the way.
There's a huge market for self-published graphic novels. You start off small, but there's a couple people who've made it really big. You can sell some in your store. You just gotta get an artist.
And honestly, in real life, in illiterate ages, they did tend to be just like panel comics when people were, illiterate.
And he will say, "Well, I got a nephew who can draw right good. Maybe I'll ask him to help me out. Thank you for the great advice. That's really wonderful."
Oh, make
You're
sure you
welcome.
pay him in exposure. It's very valuable.
No, give him actual gold.
Oh,
Would-
my sister wouldn't truck for that kind of thing, sir. I have to pay him right and proper.
Mhm. That is
I
the
have a
ethical thing to
question.
do.
Patrick, would this town sell have an instrument store? Is it big enough for there to be an instrument?
No, this is unfortunately not large enough for anything like that.
No bagpipe?
No bagpipes. Asking Etnus, he'll sort of scratch his head and he's like, "Well, and he pulls out a battered sort of penny whistle or recorder, and that's about it. He says,
I am
"East
sad.
Haven's the closest place you'll find any kind of instruments."
To East Haven!
well,
Not
to the
tonight,
pirate
not
folk
tonight.
First,
Oh.
then to East Haven. We've got an itinerary. Don't worry about it.
And just so everybody knows, he will take 10% off the cost of everything, as you folk are the ones who brought in the pirates.
Ooh.
Nice.
Bring in
Um,
pirates, get discount. I can see a business opportunity here.
What are the mounts like here? Like, what do they use to get across the tundra usually?
He points to a wall full of snowshoes.
No sleds, no sled dogs, nothing like that. Reindeer.
No, not here. We walk. Most people, when you get up here, you're within basic walking distance to get to where you're going. You're not really going too far. You go up
Okay.
the road on the other side of Icewind Dale if you want stuff like that. Go to Lonelywood; they'll be able to hook you up with anything like that.
I'm going to pick up a bag of caltrops and a bag of ball bearings.
All right.
And that is 2 gold or 1 gold and 8 silver, I guess.
Is there a specific instrument you were looking for?
The bagpipes.
Seriously? Yeah, he says, well, I can put a request down in East Haven and see if they can ferry some up in the next day or so if you want.
I would very much appreciate that.
All right. Half down payment on that?
I'll give him the full 15, not the 10% off.
I'm gonna
He
try
smiles
and no, we gotta get the sheet music for Amazing Grace if he's getting a bagpipe.
You think Ezekiel doesn't have that memorized?
Good point. Oh, that will be so good at 6 a.m.
No.
Not celebration.
Yeah, celebrate good times would be good too. Anyway,
All right. Are you guys done your shopping trip?
Yep.
Yeah, I just did the normal buy Pocky and everything else.
Yeah, you're able to get some really good fresh reindeer jerky and Pocky and all kinds of other sort of goodies and treats here. You're able to have a decent meal in the Northern Light Inn. The two sisters there look after you, and again, you don't pay for your food tonight and nor your drinks. Everybody's sort of very happy to have you here and still celebrate the sort of return of the fishing.
I
will say,
try
as the
to
afternoon
pay.
passes, yeah, you try to pay and they just sort of push it back and refuse it and just say, you've done more than enough. As the afternoon turns into evening, the wind once again picks up off the lake and the snow slowly starts sort of falling here as well. It looks like the winter weather is starting to subtly return. So with that, you guys are able to have a restful sort of night. You wake up the next morning refreshed. You can see the town is now under a good 7 inches of snow, but people are quickly sort of sweeping it and brushing it away as it is very light. You were able to make it down to
oh, remember,
docks.
we've been up for Great Ezekiel and I and Cassandra have been up for hours ministering to the early birds of the town.
Ezekiel's not happy about it, but he did get up with Gus.
All right, so you guys go down to the docks and you're there early, and are you providing just ministerial things? Or are you providing soup or
Yeah,
food or
there's going to
anything?
be there'll be the traditional Gus oats on the forge. Well, we praise Moradin and talk about how we can be better people and centaurs.
All right, and, the fisher folk are happy to sort of accept it, and you get a couple of, well, can Moradin fix the weather kind of comments and jokes. Give me a performance check to see how well your administrations go in the morning.
Can I give him help with
Alright.
some music?
You certainly can.
Awesome, thank you.
I'll use my prestidigitation. Trying to show off for everyone.
I am rolling low tonight.
Yeah, it's not your best sort of orations or anything like that, but people are happy to see you, and you just get the sense they're still more thankful for you guys clearing out the pirates than there willing to listen to you preach at this point.
Oh, they're
happy to
literally
see
here.
you, but it's for the wrong reason.
They're here because they feel bad, and they're like, I guess we should go. They did save us from pirates.
Pretty much.
I'll take it. And Steph, it's the word in square brackets, then the link in round brackets.
All right. And so with that, you meet up with Captain Marrow. She's got a slightly smaller ship that you can see has had the white sort of arcane markings sort of scrubbed and scraped off. And she just sort of chuckles and just says, they were more than happy to loan us this little boat for our excursion. And she will take you guys out across the water. The wind and the water is very rough, but she is, with the assistance of the 3 sailors on board, able to quickly sort of ferry you guys across, and following the map that Octavius sort of sketched out for you guys, you do make your way across the lake in and around the small sort of inlets. And as you are coming into ground, you see, larger sort of chunks of ice that are sort of floating in the water and sort of bumping off of the hull. It is cold, the wind is blowing. And as you pull into this sort of small secluded cove, you can, the wind sort of drops down as it is very protected, and you can see how well hidden it is that, even from the lake, if you'd gone by, without knowing exactly where to turn in, it's very easy to miss. And as you are maneuvered into the cove itself, you are greeted with a surprising sight, though. There is a sand beach, which, as you step out from the boat, it sort of crunches underfoot, and you see that this cove has been obliterated. It is covered in snow and huge patches of ice. You see that the only thing sort of left is a small tent with a very sort of low-burning fire, where 2 people are tightly huddled around it, sort of shivering. And as your boat pulls in, they both sort of race across the ground, sort of excitedly, waving their arms, as people sort of in need of help do. What would you guys like to do?
Oh, this is not going to be good for Moradin's stock.
Radigan's gonna sort of step off the boat and just kind of judge these people, and just kind of use a little magic assistance.
All right, you
I
can
can't give him oh, he already rolled, so I can't give him guidance.
Yeah.
You can clearly see they are dressed like the other pirates that you faced. However, they look, a little bit thin, a little sort of gaunt, and they just kind of wave. They're like, help, help, help. They left us here. Please, you have to help us.
Why should we?
Do we think this is, do I think this is a message from, what's her face, that god?
Oral.
Oral. Is this
You
a
would-
physical oral message?
You would definitely get the sense that this looks like something like that. It looks like a winter storm crashed down upon here, but everything appears sort of broken and shattered. And as these figures are sort of racing forward, they will say, they came down upon us, the animals and the man that was leading them, and they just froze everything in their path. They killed everybody else.
That was oil.
Good.
They left us alive as a lesson. They said that a lesson is no good if there's no one there left to teach it. So they left us alive.
And where did these fine perpetrators make their way off?
He will point and he will say they came from and then left from up above the bluffs, and sort of they came walking around the lake. They didn't come across the lake in a boat. And he will say there was a couple of giant cats and a wolf that that told us that we had not sacrificed enough to Oral, and this was our punishment. But there was a man with them with the long sort of blonde hair and this kind of rod which he just used to freeze everything.
Before we help you, where is everything you stole?
He will turn and point to large sort of patches of ice. He would say, "They froze and broke everything. All the food, all the fish, everything we had. They destroyed. They said that we had to sacrifice to survive."
Patrick, can I do an insight check back onto the guy? Can I think back on that guy who said, if you can save the fish, that'd be good for us? And I want to kind of think back and think if he was maybe knew this happened. God damn it!
You think back on that, it doesn't sort of seem strange to you. I mean, the knucklefish are the most expensive thing up here in Icewind Dale. So if there's anything that was to be brought back, it would be that.
Radigan
why though?
Radigan will go over to there and or to the pile of treasure and or the pile of ruined treasure and see what can be salvaged.
All right, give me an investigation check. The knucklefish bones are turned into small sculptures, and they are incredibly valuable.
Oh,
I was just gonna say.
people.
Yeah.
Or 29, sorry. Not 39.
Yeah. With your 29, I mean,
Add a
all the
D6.
supplies
Add a
and
D6.
everything.
To 29, I think we're fine.
Yeah, I mean, most everything that it was a natural supply has been frozen and destroyed. You can see there are still, some fish that are sort of piled up and they've been sort of flash frozen. But looking at this, you can see they are in there. It would take you some time to sort of chip everything away. But there are still some fish that are, under this, thick layer of ice. You also do see that this is a pile of human remains, as is another one down here.
I suppose we should contemplate those. I know they were our enemies, but nobody should go into the afterlife alone.
You're right, and I'll go back to the boat and I'll go get some hot soup for our two pirate friends, and I'll give them some nice hot hearty soup and say, "Feel better?"
My soup! I asked
Hold
you
up.
if it was too salty. You said no!
No, it's not too salty at all. Feel better?
They
They're dead.
greedily sort of, slurp it down and take it and then just say, thank you. This is the first food we've had in a couple of days.
Stefan is just
shit.
glaring as Radigan does this.
I
Now,
thought
a
you were
couple of
pouring it
days?
on the frozen
Hold
guys.
Hold on. And I say, now, here's an ice pick. Go chisel out that fish.
That is a good way to do it.
They
And
look
once-
and they say, that'll take days.
Your point.
Enjoy
Wait a
yourself.
minute. I do have Firebolt.
Nope.
You'll
We do
No,
have-
they're doing it on their own. This is
We have
punishment.
more soup. Once that hole is done, there is more soup.
Well, you can at least make yourselves useful and start with some headway there.
Can Mending get rid of
before the rest
ice?
of the fisher folk get here.
And I will see to these. I'm gonna just go and say Moradin's prayer over all the frozen dead pirates. Some of them were taken by the black ice, so I do have some sympathy for the poor buggers.
Yeah, they go and they start slowly chipping away, and I mean they are making very, very slow progress. And they will turn and they will look. Do you have any fire magic that
I
would
will-
help us? We could barely get a
Firebolt!
campfire going.
Well, we do have some fire magic yet.
And I also have Prestidigitation.
I'm gonna seeing that. No, don't help them. They need it. All right, fellas, don't get me caught. And I'm gonna use create and destroy water to make like a big I want to say like cracks into it, so it's easier for them. All they have to do is like break it apart and shovel it out.
Yeah, that'll work. And I will say it'll take a couple of hours. You are able to get yourself, a dozen fish out of this, which are very large. They're almost tuna size. So that is quite a large amount. The rest of them you can see appear to have just been sort of crushed. So they're smushed and the bones inside are probably broken. But yeah, you've been able to get a dozen knucklefish.
There.
All right.
Now, doesn't a good afternoon of honest work actually make you feel better, boy?
Now let's have a nice lie down in a cell.
Yep, I guess back to town. This has been a waste of a day, mostly, but
Oh
at
no,
least
no,
the town
no!
gets a knucklefish back.
And
Oh, no,
we
we're
saw
not
these
gonna-
souls off to the afterlife.
We're not going to try and track where they went.
I don't think we're tracking those individuals where they went.
I don't think we need to.
They will come to us.
Yeah, I think we're officially done with appeasement, and we're gonna move on to open hostility. I think.
Yeah,
we're,
we did sort
we're
of
finished.
murder the avatar or
Chosen.
simulacrum of their chosen.
Chosen.
Yeah. No, we're done now. I think.
False representation.
There are gods other than Moradin. They can have a representation.
They are, yes, gods, but not the ones you should follow. Now here are the 27 reasons why.
No.
And
Oh, God.
Radigan will
And
walk
as
off.
you're leading them back to the boat, one of them you will see will take the ice pick that you gave them and just sort of stab their hand a little bit and sprinkle a few drops of blood on the ground and just say, "I'm not going to take any more chances."
Can I see?
let me,
can I
let,
see
let-
that?
Let me get
slap
that
his
ice
hand
pick back, please.
and be like, "No, you have to go to Moradin for his blessing. He is the only one who will protect you. Get by the forge."
There are other gods, Gus,
He
that they can
says,
follow.
I typically worship Umberly. Thank you.
Of
But,
course you do.
So I understand Oral. She's another one of the subordinates to Talos, but this priest was saying that her time has come and she will no longer be a subordinate.
Stay by the forge. It is warm.
So
The winter is long and the forge is warm.
So this
It's-
is the man with the rod who said that.
Aye. Long
And-
shock of white hair, wearing this white clothing with this electric blue trim. He looked almost as bright and fancy as you, sort of pointing over at Ezekiel.
Is this ringing any
It's-
bells?
Is this like Bizarro Ezekiel?
Give me a history check, Ezekiel.
It's never a good thing when there's wars in the heavens. The gods' troubles always filter down to us.
11.
Sounds familiar, but you can't quite place it.
Can you tell me any more about this man?
Well, I mean, it was more him. He came. He seemed to have these two large white crag cats that were under his command, and this giant wolf that was speaking as well and telling us to make the sacrifices. I don't know anything more about him other than he had this sort of large rod that he was using to freeze everything with.
Well, that's unfortunate. Hey, quick question. Just as an aside, really, where's Pierce?
He will stop and he will point to one of the bodies under there, and he will say, "That's him with the long gray hair over there."
All right, I'll go over to Pierce and any possible chance of me pulling this guy out, because bringing in another pirate, especially the current ruler of the pirates, will probably be more than enough evidence of what happened.
Even if it's just the head.
Yeah, I mean, there's a quicker way. Just his head is sticking out. Just
I'm not going to cut off his head if I can avoid it.
wait. Would that be a thing that
Don't
a
look, cut
priest?
off his
No,
head.
Cithrin
I'm not
will.
going to cut off his head.
Cithrin does it.
Wow.
It
What's it?
counteracts.
And that's disgusting.
It's
We don't need to
frozen.
We don't need to bring all of them back. And yes, and she'll nod to Ezekiel. It's frozen. There's no gore.
Well, the goal will come.
Cithrin and Duma, as you go over and take this head off, give me an insight check.
Oh, fun.
Both of us?
Yes.
Oh God, do you guys remember Dreamcatcher?
Shit.
You got outdecided by Duma.
Yep, you guys are able to get the head and, pull it off, and, you're able to, it's still sort of frozen, but you are able to do this in such a way, and it, you can see there is sort of the mark of something that was on his neck that you assume is probably the ship Rethnor, and so yeah, you are able to get it, and, I assume you guys have sacks or cloaks or something, you're able to sort of put it aside.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we put it in the magic space that Radigan has?
Please, no severed heads in the in the bag of holding. Thanks. I don't
We
have
can
to
clean whatever it ends up on.
Look, I don't
I
want to
mean,
have
what-
to clean out in there. It's huge.
What happens if you make it inside out?
Then everything spills out.
Wait, does it work that way?
Most of them do.
Yeah, no, that's what it does standard.
Yeah, but what?
That's why you should almost always turn it inside out to see what's in it to begin with.
Somehow, in 20 years of D&D, I missed that.
And at
Yep.
this point, this gentleman will nudge his friend and say, "Come on, Donald, we're gonna go to prison now, but at least we're alive, unlike that poor bastard."
Oh, please say I can hand them 2 copies of Moradin's good book.
Is it printed on iron?
Oh, yes, it's only like 3 pages, but like 100 pounds.
And they'll both look at you and just go, "We can't read."
Oh,
Oh,
don't
we got a
Willie.
place for you two.
No, don't worry. We have a very talented person making what the kids call a graphic novel.
Ooh, I'd buy
Right.
that.
Right, Cassandra, our head of
Gus.
graphic novels?
Yes.
Gus, my friend.
Sorry,
They are
Cassandra,
going to
what were
be.
you inciting?
What everyone else was inciting? Sorry, I just heard beep, 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 and I was like, oh crap, I missed something.
Insight check. Ah.
Waste of a 19.
Well.
But what were you
Oh
saying,
crap, I
Brendan?
forgot to roll my portents for today.
Gus, I don't think it is worth spending the time ministering to them.
Oh, everybody is worth the time, my friend. Even
Yes.
you.
They are pirates. When we get back to town, they are going to be hung.
That does not mean that their soul should not go
What?
to the right place. Yes, my friends, it does not look good for you.
Oh yes.
Radigan will put his
by the way-
fingers
But,
up to the
what-
bridge of his nose and look down.
We don't know that for sure. You will be imprisoned. What the
They
townsfolk
have
choose to do
trials,
with
you know
you.
that, right?
Exactly. What they choose to do with you after they imprison you is up to them.
I was just
You
trying to
see
get Gus to stop.
both of them, their eyes just sort of
Eh, eh.
look around, and you can see they tense up as if they're thinking about bolting at this point.
No,
Cithrin
no,
will glare.
no.
No, Cithrin will glare at them and just be like, "Try it. We're taking you in for justice, whether you like it or not."
And don't worry, I would catch you very quickly. And although I would be nice, it would still be a crack upon your skull.
Oh, yeah, they with Cithrin's sort of domineering look that she throws them with that, and then with that their shoulders sort of slump, and yeah, they follow you guys off to the boat.
Oh, have some soup. Relax a bit before the bars.
And one of them will, the one that you was called Donald, will just say, "Don't want soup as my last meal, thanks."
No, it's not going to be your
This is
last
not your
meal. It's not going to be your last meal.
Do you have any of that Pucky.
Yes, here, have some Pocky. Be happy. Be happy.
Let's just get back. Let's just get back in the boat.
Yeah, you guys climb back into the boat. You see him sort of sadly munching on Pocky.
Dipping it in his soup.
Aw.
Do you have strawberry? Or do you have
Yes, I
any Pretz?
do. Here you go.
Slytherin kind of rolls her eyes at them being so sad. It's like, they're not going to kill you as soon as they get you back to the land. God, man up.
I whisper to Captain Marrow, "Are they going to kill him when they get back to land?"
Probably.
Oh, yeah.
Slytherin stands corrected, but she's not going to step back on her point. She does believe that they're going to get a trial. And if
Yep.
not, it's not her problem.
And they should have a time to repent. They can build more as coal for Moradin in the afterlife than they did here.
You are not dying.
Doesn't literally everybody in town know who was on the pirate ship? Out of character.
Yes.
They have an idea of most of them. Most of the pirates actually came from Caer Dineval, but they were picked up from other towns as well. So yeah, for the most part, they were old fishermen. So the townsfolk would know a lot of who these people are.
Oh God, Gus is gonna have to be their lawyer, isn't he?
Are we really going to trial regarding?
Okay, so
No, there's an Aarakocra lawyer named Harvey Bird that's going to come in and look after them.
Yeah, but he
Let-
only
let me
knows
guess, let me
bird
guess.
law. This is snow law.
No. Let me guess. A certain a certain dwarf
That's-
is going to prosecute.
I don't know. I'd just rather have like some sort of ghost from outer space come in and just that'd be better.
Oh man, Space Ghost goes to coast to coast. Only 90s children will remember.
90s children were too young, but let's
Or
continue.
70s children.
Yeah.
So with that, you guys get on the boat. The wind is at your back. It takes you back into town. You are able to, take these two captives back in through the jail. And as you bring them back into the jail, Slim will, come up to the bars and say, "I see it. Told you, Purse was out there, and you got Donald too."
Yeah, and I have no idea who this guy was, but
Wait, what was the first
You know.
name?
Pierce and Donald.
So
and then some other guy.
And you see the gentleman who never
Yeah,
actually
so-
gave you his name, but told you that Pierce was dead. You see his
Yeah.
shoulder slump, and he's just like, "Oh, nuts!
yes,
They didn't know my name, you bastard."
Well, we do now, and I kick him in the shin.
I believe you know our friend Slim already.
And then I toss the head overboard because who cares?
Oh, we're not in the jail yet.
Yeah, you're in the jail.
Yeah.
Slim mistakenly let this out. Not one of you incited him when he told you where Pierce was.
Oh well.
We incited everything else, though.
You sure did.
How are you doing in there, Octavius?
I'm fine. How come he has Pocky? Can I have Pocky?
Wait, is this Slim asking for Pocky?
Is
No,
Pocky now a
Octavius.
staple of the
This is
Northern Diet?
Octavius.
Yeah.
Octavius. Okay, so which one's Octavius again? I'm so sorry, I'm out of it today.
He was the pirate you guys caught and let live on the ship.
All
And
right,
we
you
brought
can have
it-
some Pocky here, but not you,
And we-
Slim. You're a bastard.
He was trying to kill us yesterday.
I will bring them all warm soup so they'll
Oh,
talk to us.
why are we feeding the prisoners?
Because it is the
but-
right thing to do. You cynical.
All right.
Slytherin will just look at
Dragonborn.
them.
Next move.
Anyways,
What do we do?
We'll bring it back the fish and say, there's we'll recount what happened to Speaker Lowell and just say, that if they want to maybe loot the place in the spring, you might find some extra stuff, but I wouldn't count on it.
Probably
Right.
check the water near it rather than the camp itself because it will wash in.
he says, we'll have some men keep an eye on it. I'm sure there'll be some intrepid people that are going to go try and hit it with a pickaxe and dig out whatever they can. And the fisher boat owners for 12 fish will give you another 300 gold.
Ooh.
That's what a 29 investigation gets you. These fish are expensive.
Or do they taste good? Like, well, like what?
No, they don't.
Like what? Then
No,
why do
it's
people
not the
use
flavor.
them?
It is the bones. It's for scrimshaw.
Honey, nobody wants a knuckle
Incredibly
sandwich.
valuable.
What? I do not understand this metaphor.
It's not a metaphor. They use the fish bones and they turn them into small works of art and sculptures. So it's basically scrimshaw. It is very fine, very detailed bone art that they make from the knucklefish bones.
Oh, okay.
And the Dale is the only place you can get these this type of fish. So it's very rare, very well, very sought after even outside of the Dale. And it's how something like 90% of the people here make their money, which is why the fishing rights are so very contested. Yeah, if you control the fishing, you control most of Icewind Dale, which is what Gant and Slim and Ship Rethner were trying to do. And the undead Akar Kessel, who collected the black ice that they used to carve the figurehead out of it, which is all information you can get from Slim and Pierce.
Is there anything else you want to tell us, Slim?
Cup of soup.
No.
All right,
He's the real
with a
Slim
persuasion
Shady. All those
check.
other Slim Shadys are just imitating.
all right.
Cup.
Who has been working on the trap or the cage?
What cage?
Has anyone been working on a cage for Slim? Because we can't just bring him around with us as a person.
Rurden was going to work on the cage, and Speaker Lowell says, we'll be keeping him here until Gant is taken care of. I mean, we are the furthest outpost. They'll have to get through the other towns before they get to us, so we will have more than enough time to look after them.
Well, say good luck with that. These folks, they're tricky, and that one there can turn into a rodent about this big. So, have a watch on him at all.
I watch with silver weapons.
And the two guards who are by the back wall up here, you can see they do have silvered weapons. And Lowell says, oh, they're not the first shifters we've had in here. They're not getting out anywhere. We've got a solid rock wall.
Well,
Very good.
Sounds like our guests are in capable hands then.
You guys have finished this part of the adventure. You have, there were 3 prongs of this. There was the political part with Valish Gant. There was the black ice, which has sort of spread, which you are still dealing with. What is left is Auril and the Frost Maiden's plan. So with that, what would you guys like to do next? You have, let me go back to the main map.
I mean, I guess our goal is to just tempt her into coming after us.
Well, I mean, at this point, I think we wanted to head down to East Haven, but it sounds like we've gotten basically the entire eastern part of Icewind Dale taken care of.
Yep. If you'd gone to East Haven, you would actually have been there for when the pirates attacked. But by going to Caer Koenig, you guys weren't there for that. So it still happened. You just took care of things in a different way. So
I like this adventure.
Yeah, like everything is still sort of moving around in the background. So you guys did it just in one way that you could do it, as opposed to any particular way. There's no railroad for it to happen. So that's why there was the 3 days you guys were in Caer Koenig while they were down in East Haven getting weaponry and things like that. So if you'd gone to East Haven, they wouldn't have had the same weapons on their boat that they had after they did that raid. I'm on the big map. I just didn't move the rest of you there.
Aha.
So I'm highlighting and pointing out all these things for nothing.
Let's go to the big map. We got weather over Kern. Kelvin's Cairn. It's a big storm coming in down to Cair Koenig. Now, if you're in Cairn Delvin, anyway, yeah.
Yeah, so you guys are currently here. You now have gotten the leaders of Cair Koenig, Cair Dinaval, and East Haven to organize and put aside their differences for now, and they will call in a meeting of the 10 towns where they will get Valish Gant removed now that they have the stories of Pierce and Slim, which ties him directly to the pirates and to Slim's operation where he was trying to shake down businesses for money. What I will say as a group, as Pierce will recount again to everybody what happened with the attack in the cove, everyone can give me a history. Just give me a straight intelligence check to see if it twigs anything in your minds.
I will give Bardic Inspiration to I'm gonna say
Oh, God.
Cassandra, Radigan, and
Oh,
Julkin.
Cool.
What about me?
Because I think they probably have the highest intelligences here.
I do have an 18 intelligence.
so do I. Wait, you haven't. You also studied extensively?
Well, by studied, I mean, self-study. I never went to the university, but
That never actually took.
I did.
So.
Never went to that there wizard school in Luskin.
I got
but,
an 8.
I
think Augustus has us all beaten.
Ignore
he
the
does.
second one.
Even
Doesn't
still,
matter. Yeah, with a 20. Yeah, Augustus, what you recall when he, tells the story of the cats, when you guys left Kelvin's Cairn, you ran into a group of hunters that you actually gave food to, and they had told you that they had seen on this side of Kelvin's Cairn a couple of cats hunting with a man. So that tells you that they may have a location somewhere in the cairn that they have been staying. You guys also remember that Pettywinkle is out here in Lonelywood, and he was going to be doing some research and waiting for you guys to go there. As after that, you know that somewhere way out off into the sea, off in that side, is where Aurel's Chosen has been staying, somewhere out in the Black Tower. So your next steps could be the cairn, it could be Lonelywood, could be any one of the other 10 towns. What would you guys like to do?
Well, I think Bridgeshander, at least for the time being, is probably off limits, at least until these guys can have the meeting of the 10 towns and sort of get their political situation sorted out. I was actually thinking Tourmaline, because if we're going to be hunting down the Aurel's sort of chosen hunter cat person, that would probably be the best place to start for rumors.
And we can send word from Tourmaline to Lonelywood for Pennywise.
It's all cold down here.
All right, I will be right back. So you guys pick which way we're going.
I think Tourmaline's fine.
Yeah, Tourmaline seems good.
Probably maybe go through Kelvin's Cairn. Does Kelvin's Cairn have like exits on every side of the mountain?
No, you'd have to go up and around it. I mean, there's a north-south entrance and exit, which is the Dwarven city that's basically underneath there. You don't know. I mean, and if you ask, they say there might be caves and something like that up on the side, but nothing. There's no sort of entryway in or out there that anybody else knows of.
It sounds like the road's probably the best way to go. So I guess we can catch a boat down to Cair Dinaval, or we're going over land before.
Going over land would be faster at this point, as you are still barred from Bryn Shander, and you do know that whatever forces Gant still has have you guys marked as enemies of the town, if not the Dale itself.
Okay, so I guess we can go to Caer Dineval and then possibly trek over land to the west, or maybe we could just trek over land straight to or straight to Tourmaline from here.
Yeah, that makes sense. We're in Caer Dineval, right?
Nope, you're in Caer Konig up
Caer
here.
Konig.
Okay, let's just go straight.
Yep. So we'll make sure that we've got our overland hiking stuff, and everybody still has their snowshoes, and the forge is sitting nicely on a sled, and we'll head out in the.
All right, yeah, you guys are able to spend the night here. You are able to, enjoy the warmth of the Northern Light Inn for sort of one last time while you were here. In the morning, you will get up. You will, pack all your rations, pack your gear back up, put your snowshoes on, and head out into the landscape. Can I get Radigan? Just roll me a d20 for the weather, please.
4.
It is blowing wind and freezing cold this morning. You guys have a hot meal before you leave, but it is very unpleasant being out in the trails and making your way through the low hills. Who's going to be leading the party?
Not me.
None of us are.
Who's got-
Nobody
I
played a
will.
ranger.
No, I will. Sure, I will,
This is a
I
new
guess.
day, right?
This is a new day. Stephanie, I need a couple of portents.
Oh, yes, yes.
I mean, I'm not great at survival, but I guess I will lead.
I'm decent at it, actually. Somehow.
A 6 and a 2.
Same.
That's pretty great.
Ezekiel will don whatever outfit Winthrop wears in Cassandra's comics.
But Ian isn't right here right now, but he's willing to give guidance to whoever is doing the check.
So I'm dressed like a 18th century English explorer, I guess, and I will lead us.
But a fabulous explorer.
Yes.
All right, so Radigan and Julkin, you guys are up front. What's
Thought I was
everybody
up
else's
front.
order? Oh, sorry.
Duma will
Ezekiel.
take the middle.
Ezekiel is leading us.
Yeah, Ezekiel and
Yeah,
Julkin.
I'll be right behind Ezekiel, ready to pounce on anything that might attack.
I don't suppose this is a charisma survival check.
Certainly not.
You've convinced the snow to leave you alone for the afternoon. Hello?
Hello?
Back.
I'm waiting for a survival check.
Oh, I didn't want to roll it yet and called it. That's a 7.
That is a 7. Yeah, you guys, it is a blowing cold snowstorm you guys are moving through. You're not making great time. You think you make a couple of wrong turns. Eventually,
Can Gus stop this at some point? Having a far higher survivor score than that.
I have a +3.
God
After
damn
lunch-
it!
Yeah, after lunch, Augustus sort of stomps to the front of the line and say, I'm going to lead this. And unfortunately, you circle around for about an hour, and then you find your campsite again for lunch. and-
Gus, I'm very impressed. You are an incredible guide.
It's because you're not playing to Moladin. Now let's all hold hands. Moladin, God above, Master of the Forge, please guide our way as we go forward after this quite pleasant lunch break. There we go.
Yeah, and Moradin, can you
Julkin,
build him a
you
compass?
catch something streaking towards the air and are able to duck out of the way. I need Augustus and Ezekiel to give me a dexterity saving throw, please, though.
Look,
Who threw a snowball?
8.
18.
Augustus, you are able to get out of the way. Unfortunately, Ezekiel, you are smashed by this large white, feels warm as it strikes upon you, but you find yourself with a giant white winter wolf landing on top of you.
I think Moradin has spoken.
Hello. How are you doing today?
That's a different god.
Wow.
Initiative.
Crossbow up.
Yeah.
I smack it.
Yeah, I need everyone to
Oh my
roll me
God,
initiative, please.
Throw wolves at us, Patrick.
Don't smack it.
roll.
Don't smack it. Nice
roll
wolfie.
as you, so I need everyone to roll initiative, please.
Oh.
We
Bad,
have been
19.
regularly giving to fucking Arl. I do not want
It's
to
not
hear.
Arl. Don't hit the goddamn wolf. You'll piss off him.
All right.
He's already pissed off.
Yeah.
No,
so,
him. And I'll point to the giant down below.
Yeah, no,
you
he's
take
already pissed
14 bludgeoning damage, Ezekiel.
Ow.
Never mind.
You take 7, Augustus, as you made your save, but you are still struck by this gigantic creature. However, it does not appear to be moving.
Oh, it's a corpse.
First order of business, top of the round,
I feel like we've been here
Is-
before.
Duma. You've been somewhere similar. This is all in the sort of southern low-lying hills of the cairn. So you guys have definitely been in this area before. So
Did we not fight the hobgoblins here?
somewhere close to here, not exactly here. Same map, different, just reusing it.
I know, that's the joke I was going for.
Yeah.
All right.
So Duma,
how-
you are up first. And I mean, there is almost a blinding snowstorm. So your vision is reduced to about 10 feet. So you don't actually see much of anything down below. But as a group, give me a perception check, please.
I get advantage on these.
Finally, I roll
Wow.
good.
I'm rolling good.
That's not bad, actually.
Yeah, Julkin, Duma, and Ezekiel, you hear what sounds like a very large sort of creature, guttural, but moaning and sort of groaning, just in pain, just sort of come from somewhere down below, but your vision is blocked by this snowstorm, so you can't quite hear what it is. But
that's
Duma,
not
you are up first.
Just a quick question. Was it Gus or was it Ian that said, do not attack the wolf?
It was Gus, but then he got hit. So, scratch that, they're attacking! I thought it was a playful bounce. It is not!
All right. So I'm guessing at this distance, I'm able to see the wolf that's standing next to.
It is lying on top of him, and you can tell it is not moving. Like it landed on top of him, but it does not seem like it is moving.
It is a corpse that was thrown.
Below is a dead wolf.
It could be a wolf. It could be a fainting wolf. It's like one of those goats. Or me.
All
A
right.
fainting
So
predator is not a good idea.
Yet here I
Evolutionary
am.
wise.
Here I am.
all right. So Duma, seeing the wolf not moving and maybe not breathing, he's just gonna go stand next to the great Ezekiel, and I'm just gonna poke it with my longsword and just see if there's any reaction from the wolf. Like I'm gonna poke it hard enough that it feels pricked.
No response.
Yeah,
There
that
is-
was.
There is sort of a there is some blood that pools out, and it sort of steams in the warm air. So it's only recently deceased, but it is deceased.
Zombie!
All right.
Zombie!
So I just So I pass a message down to Ezekiel that I think it's dead. But I'm
okay. I am not dead.
I can't get onto the initiative for some reason.
I'm gonna end my action
You're on
here.
there. You're right after.
Dennis?
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. You're after me.
Why am I Dennis?
You've been Denise all
Wow.
night.
Yeah, it took him this long.
Oh wow.
We were talking about true names. We decided that Gus's true name was.
I was
Denise.
walking around trying to set up the server, you ingrates.
And we appreciate that, Denise.
All right, Duma ends his turn.
All right, Jalkin. So you can hear
Alright.
this moaning and groaning coming from somewhere down below.
Yeah, I do. Question: is this a cliff face?
Yes,
About how high up and how steep does it look?
very steep, about 20 feet.
Okay. Is there something I could secure a rope to up here?
Yeah, there's trees and sort of strong bushes in the rock that you could definitely secure a rope and a grappling
All right.
hook to.
I'm going to secure a rope as my action, and then basically do a what's the spelunking? Off the
Rappel?
cliff. Rappel. Thank you. How far down would I be able to get?
You would be able to get all the way down. I mean, it's 20 feet. That'll still, you're able to make your way down. It's slow going because, after 10 feet, you disappear to the rest of the party. Because of the
I'd
snow.
also be yelling
after
out,
about
"I need
20
something
feet.
this way."
Yeah, and after about 20 feet, you hit solid ground beneath you, so you still have about 10 feet of movement.
So I can move to there.
Yes.
All right. So you all hear me
And-
say, I hear something in this direction, and see me secure line and repel.
Yep. And as you sort of move, you can very clearly hear, within the snow now, something is very loudly just, just sort of groaning and screeching in agony.
Do I see it?
You do not see it yet.
From
There is a very
15
heavy,
feet
dense
away.
snowstorm. You have
Oh,
10
shit.
feet of vision at this point.
Okay, cool. That's
Give
my
me
turn.
an insight check.
Get
So
up close and
Brendan,
investigate.
so when it gets cold, rain freezes and falls from the sky
I have
solid.
literally seen snow before, Ian.
Literally.
When?
What languages do you speak, Jalkin?
Billy.
What languages do I speak?
Yes.
Common and Celestial.
All right.
So I don't
yeah.
know.
I mean, you can. I'll say with that role. I mean, you don't understand it necessarily, but I mean, you can tell this is a very large creature. And I mean, you guys did run into a frost giant with a winter wolf on your way into Karakonic, so you know that they sort of hunt in the area. That takes us to Cassandra.
Okay. All right, so the wolf is down or no?
The wolf is
Corpse.
dead.
Like, it didn't come back up, though. It's not a
The
zombie.
wolf is a corpse that will not rise.
Okay, good, because I just still see it there. So we're attacking the giant?
I don't know
You
the
don't
giants
know
there
there's
yet.
a
You
giant
don't know
there.
the giants. You don't know the giants there. You have 10 feet of vision.
You've
there's a
heard me
Oh.
say there's
blinding
something down
snowstorm.
this way.
All right.
That's it.
Yeah.
As soon as, okay,
Three
so...
people in the party heard something and moaning and groaning, and Jalkin has climbed down the cliff face
Right,
and is moving
okay.
closer towards it, but you guys can't see it.
All right, so I will hold my action until I see a foe in view, and I will have Heidi assist Jalkin. That's the end of my
All
turn.
right. So Heidi flies down and does manage to eventually find you, Jalkin. All right. Augustus.
All right, so this thing is still a corpse in front of us.
Yes.
I'm gonna knock it off of. I'm gonna attack it once to make sure it's dead, and then use my shield bash to knock it off the cliff.
Well,
off of.
Duma did poke it.
He poked it, but is it still on top of?
It is on top
Ezekiel?
of me.
Yeah,
Please
so
help.
I'm gonna hit it once in the head with my hammer, and then use my shield to push it off the cliff.
All right, just give me a straight strength check.
Check or save? They're the
Check.
same. God, Moradin, I am being very tried, and I am getting upset. I'm not leaving, but oh my God, we are going to have words.
Yeah, no, that is still, I mean, it takes you a good heave and you have to back up and do it again. But I mean, there is nothing to contest it. So it does manage to come crashing down, and Julkin, right next to you from above, is this large corpse that comes crashing down, barely missing.
Oh, all I see is white hitting white.
Heads up!
That's two.
No, the
things.
head is now down along with the rest of it.
And
I am down as
will
well.
I will help with my movement. I will help, what's his face up? That guy. The guy that's with us that's kind of like a bard. He's kind of plain. That guy.
Pretty good, Zeke.
My name is the Great Ezekiel. And did
Alright.
anybody get the number for that truck?
I think you mean cart. That was a brewer's cart. You were hit with a brewer's cart.
Ezekiel, it is your turn.
Am I prone?
No, Augustus just helped you up.
All right. Ezekiel's vaguely aware of what's going on. He heard the moaning. He's going to go here and rappel down with Julkin.
All right. You are easily able to do so.
All right. Okay. That hurt. Okay, let's do this. And I will take the dodge action.
Okay. Sithrin, you have just seen Ezekiel climb down the hill as well.
Yeah, I'm basically going to follow them. Down I go.
Okay, you climb down as well. And once you're down at the bottom, you can also now clearly hear this, oh, oh, and just cries and groans.
It sounds like it's in pain. It is not the only thing, but it does sound like it is in pain.
So you are at the bottom of the hill now. You still have your... that was your movement. You still have an action or bonus action, Sithrin.
I'm just going to... I have a ranged weapon, right? I'm
You
just going to
can't
ready my light.
see anything at this point, but yeah, you can hear it. And I'd say, you guys would easily be able to echolocate it where it is.
Yeah, so for now, since I'm just going to ready an action with my light crossbow, so if anything hostile comes at us out of the mist and snow and blah, 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 I'm going to pop a shot.
All right. Radigan.
Not sure that Radigan, who's normally a ranged combatant, is going to be very much use in this very vision constrained environment. But he'll sort of make his way to the rope, climb down. I think I can make it to there if I can move my full my full movement.
This snow feels weird.
Yep, you can.
Huh? Kind of furry snow. Strange things up here in Icewind Dale. He'll guidance himself or cast guidance on. Actually, he'll sort of put his hand on Julkin's shoulder to steady himself as he's getting off this rope, and he'll kind of adjust his glasses and look Julkin over and be like, yeah, you're good. And Julkin just kind of feels a little arcane jolt. So you have guidance.
Cool. Not sure whether that's going to be useful on, but cool.
Oh.
All right. Top of the round, we are at Duma. You've seen
All right.
4 of your party members clamber down this rope, and you can still hear whatever this creature is groaning in pain and discomfort below you.
All right, so I'm just going to follow the group down, and I'm just trying to find a space to stand near at the bottom. But yeah, I'm pretty much making my making my way down the cliff.
All right. Yeah.
So I'm pretty much standing next to the dead wolf.
Yeah. So that is your movement.
And so I'm just gonna. I'm assuming I'm standing near the wolf, and I'm just gonna use my action to dodge because I keep hearing this groaning, moaning sound. So I'm just gonna go into dodge.
All
Jeez,
right.
at least you didn't fall in love with this one.
It's not over yet. Jalkin.
All right. So I know roughly where the giant actually is, right?
Yes, you can definitely echolocate. You know it's very close and just sort of diagonally down. It's just, yeah, in this snowstorm, I mean, you're still kind of surprised you can't see anything at this point.
All right.
I just didn't want to give you guys only 10 feet of vision because otherwise that would have just been far too difficult.
Oh, yeah. So, all right, I will move 10 feet next to it, realize it's here, go, guys, it's over here. It's big. It's a giant.
Yeah, and you see it's, sort of seated on the ground and just moaning and groaning, and you can see surrounding you on the ground is sort of viscera and sort of brackish green sort of blood, which is kind of melted into the snow around you. And you can see it's like covering this giant sort of face and beard as you're looking at it. And its eyes are kind of rolling back into its head as it is just like clutching its stomach and chest and groaning and screeching.
Okay.
Some empathy might be in order. Comes from the wind.
Right. So, by what you described, it looks like it ate something that does not agree with it.
What's the over-under on it being black
Yes.
ice?
I do not think so.
Okay. Let's see here.
Do any of you speak giant?
I believe it's a gap in our lexicon.
I don't think so, but my character sheet for this character disappeared in the great hard drive crash of September, so...
Well, why isn't it on Roll20 then?
Giants was related to Dwarven, right?
I believe
like
we've
using
run into
Roll20.
giants before and nobody spoke it.
But is it based on Dwarven or has Dwarven script?
That's
The
written,
alphabet.
not spoken.
Oh, okay. So
Also, I think Dwarven is based on giant.
Yeah.
Oh, I think they'll fight you on that.
oh, they will. They're little buggers.
Yeah, we ran into giants.
All right.
Before. I don't
Yeah,
think
so
it-
nobody
all right.
speaks giants. Yeah, so it's moaning and calling out sort of names and words that you don't recognize. What are you
Okay.
doing, Jalkin?
All right. I'm not sure if this is going to work, but I assume this thing can at least understand common and go, all right, big guy, hopefully this will help you feel a bit better. I'm going to lay on 5 points, lay on hands to try and neutralize the poison or disease that whatever he has consumed is affecting him.
All right. Yeah, you place your hand on him and you see, I mean, his eyes are rolled back and he just turns and he just, in common, you hear him sort of screech out, "Va Prak has blessed me." And he will, as you lay your hands, his right arm just sort of shoots out and grasps one of the frozen trees and rips it out and just hurls it kind of sideways, not towards anybody, but just as sort of like a reflex action of somebody in pain, like you would, bite down on something. So, and where you touch him, you can see your hands just leave a mark on him that's almost like this white scarring mark as you pull them away.
Well, that didn't work. Bugger. I'm going to move 15 feet out of the way. I'm like, guys, moving out of the way. Big guy over here in pain.
What kind of pain?
Stomach
have-
kind.
Existential crisis.
I have
did you happen
that.
to have religion as one of your... Do you have proficiency
Nope.
in religion?
Nope. I
Okay.
have persuasion, perception, medicine, and athletics.
What kind of paladin?
I do.
A former sailor who decided to join a martial army. I don't know.
I've done a cleric without religion, so
Yes, but you're Ian.
yes, but I do that all the time. Oh wait.
Plus, I didn't
Give
think
me
religion
a
was really important.
give me a nature check, Jelkin. Actually, do you have proficiency in that?
No.
All right. Yeah. You can see that, yeah, like this giant is covered in this sort of viscera and guts, but yeah, you can't make out what it might be.
Could it be a medicine check? I'm proficient in those.
Yeah, you can give me a medicine check if you wish.
This could be a
Cool.
1,
I have guidance.
2.
This could be a. It's got proficiency.
Oh,
yeah.
Thank God I was
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, looking at this, you can clearly tell it is something that was ingested by this giant that is doing something horrible to it. You can see its skin just sort of ripple and move and rip and then sort of repair itself again every once in a while. Whatever it ate seems to be, if not, debilitatingly poisonous, something very, very terrible.
So, in theory, it wasn't necessarily poisonous. It's probably alive.
Could
Gotcha.
be.
Well, no, because if it was a
Sandra.
poison, my lay on hands would have neutralized it.
Get
That
out the
is
suppositories and some
absolutely something you would
parasites.
think. Cassandra,
Yes.
it's your turn.
Oh, it's my turn. I don't. Alright. I'm gonna go down this rope, and I'm going to go. What happened? What's the matter?
Giant up ahead, and he's apparently in a really bad way.
Do you want to give him like a healing potion or a suppository or a?
You can give it the suppository.
Well, I was gonna just hand it to him, and then he can do it himself. I mean, if it's not a poison, it has to be a parasite, right? Maybe it's just, indigestion.
Sliver.
Do giants go through like incredibly violent puberty?
No, I think that is gnomes.
He said something blessed him?
Blessed.
Blessings of something? When he was ripping out the
Are
tree.
we still in
You
initiative order?
heard him yell out for the blessings of Vaprak.
Oh,
Any of
can I
you who have
religion check
religion?
that?
Yeah, you give me a religion check if you have proficiency in religion.
And
What
I'm gonna
if-
preemptively say this. I am wait, you can inspiration after the roll, right?
You
can
choose to
choose
roll
use
after
it
the roll.
the roll.
Okay, so I have an inspiration.
Wait, the regular inspiration.
I'm
you
using
use-
inspiration. Normal
Yeah.
inspiration. Yeah.
No, I use the DM's guide alternative one where you can use inspiration after the roll.
Ah,
That is a big swing. From a natural 1 to a 19. You recognize the name Vaprak as being the god of trolls.
Dwarves don't like trolls,
Did
right?
he eat a troll?
it's a giant, not a dwarf. It is the literal opposite of a dwarf.
No, I mean, sorry, dwarfs don't like trolls, right?
No one particularly likes trolls.
Trolls like trolls.
Yeah, but trolls aren't people.
Literally, they're not humanoids.
That's true.
They're not?
No, they're giants.
Oh, I know, but giants. Okay, never mind. Sorry, this is no. We're not going into this debate.
All right, so that is the check. So I mean, Cassandra, that was your turn. I'm going to say the religion check. That is going to be part of your turn. Now, Augustus, what are you doing on your turn?
Oh, so it's a giant taken over by the god of trolls. I could jump off this cliff, and if you're really lenient, do the 40 feet and slam right into his.
You can't see where he is. You know he is somewhere down there, and you can, if you give me a perception check with disadvantage, I'd give you a chance to locate where he is. But your vision is 10 feet right now.
Okay, let's try that. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be really bad, guys. That wasn't that bad, guys.
You have a pretty clear idea of where he is.
All right, so by Moradin's blade, we are gonna smite this motherfucker.
I thought he was a hammer folk, but whatever.
I could do a hammer throw, but I can't throw my main hammer.
50-50 chance you hit Jalkin.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. So I'm gonna come flying. I'm just checking. Yeah, so can I searing smite and then charge off the cliff and try and crash into the giant over there that's been taken over by trolls?
Give me an athletics check.
A searing smite hoof attack?
Yeah. I'm trying to make my my mentor proud with this. Like, I can do this, and I'll like do the tippy tap stamps as I'm getting ready to go. And here I go.
You leap and
Looney
do not
Tunes.
quite get far enough. Yeah, you crash down the 20 feet.
Rod again, invent a gun and shoot me.
You take 7 bludgeoning damage as you hit the ground.
Get right on that.
That's not so bad.
No, I will say you still have the rest of your movement, and you can then make an attack if you wish.
Thank you. That is very lenient. I will move forward and do that. So I have to just double check Searing Smite, or do I lose that?
Well,
No,
you'd have to make a concentration check.
Make a concentration check, because you took damage.
So that's a
DC 10.
Constitution?
Constitution saving throw, DC 10.
You're fine.
You're good.
All right. Sorry, I've never really used this one, so I have to. So it deals an extra 1d6. All right.
Fire.
So fire
So we're
damage.
going to attack the injured giant.
The injured giant infected by a troll god.
That's what you
I was
believe.
going to try and make him throw it up, but okay.
Yeah, I was trying to cure him of it.
So 10 bludgeoning, and then your warhammer flames out and bursts across. And as you hit and strike, I mean, you can, you hear the sort of crack and crunch, but you also see the skin kind of ripple. And where you hit sort of on the shoulder, you see the giant's head sort of crack to one side, and coming out of the shoulder, you start to see a second head that splits through the skin, rises up and turns and looks at you.
Giant Hydra! Giant Hydra!
Okay, apparently we are killing it now. Okay.
Okay, officially. Well, I don't.
And
say
that's
this,
it, I'm
I
done.
just-
None of you guys can see this. Only Jalkin
This
and
second
Augustus.
head.
I'm screaming.
What creature's head is it?
Giant Hydra, Giant Hydra.
It looks like another fire giant's head, but it is twisted and like its teeth are sort of gnarled. It looks hideous and disgusting, and its eyes are just black.
Oh no. Oh well.
I believe, as Augustus would say, "Qu'est-ce que fuck?"
Is that how you say that in French?
I believe it is C'est la vie.
The great Ezekiel.
All right.
So you have seen this bright flash of fire happen over here and heard a crash that sounds like Augustus falling.
I will move here. See the giant with two heads. Have a slight moment of panic, and then cast Fairy Fire. So, Dex save. Far enough
All
back
right.
that it doesn't hit anybody except the giant, or far enough up, whatever I need to do.
Is he prone?
Sitting.
Is he still taller than all of us sitting?
Yes.
Oh, much.
Yeah, above.
But now he's only 2 times our height as opposed to 4.
So, Dex save.
That is a 5.
Everybody has advantage on him, and he's glowing bright pink.
All
And I'm gonna-
right.
Move away with my remaining 15 feet of movement.
All right. As you
I-
move away, you are going to take an attack of opportunity.
Am I? I will not move away then.
Too late.
Oh, god damn it.
Where'd he
So
go?
I'm over here.
He's a vanishing. Oh,
Ah!
Fuck.
oh, we arrived just in time.
Perhaps we should have left him alone.
He's not in the turn order.
Probably should have realized this when he wasn't in the turn order to begin with.
So wait, did he
Trolls
just
are bad,
turn
guys.
into like 3 different guys? What is
One different guy.
Trolls are bad, okay? You guys don't want to hang out with
That
trolls.
is a 14, which does not hit.
Haha!
So yeah, it swings wildly with its great axe, and you can still see it is sort of groaning and in terrible pain.
Good, because I only have 13 hit points, and I would probably have been hurt. That'll be my turn.
All right, Cithrin.
So, do I finally see this? There's a storm still covered.
The storm is still covering, so you
It
still
is
only have 10
glowing.
feet. You can hear all of this. Yeah, it is now glowing bright pink. So you see this huge glowing bright pink sort of light coming from that far away, but you are still sort of blinded as to what exactly it is.
And
You have heard Jalkin and Augustus and sort of Ezekiel sort of screeching, though.
that's
You
what I
figure it's
kind of
something
thought.
bad.
I'm just going to go ahead and, because I don't what it is, I'm not going to rush him blindly. I'm just going to go ahead and shoot it.
Well, you
Well,
did
it's
hear
your
Augustus
fave.
go giant Hydra.
Yeah, but I don't see it. But it's a miss
Ah.
anyway. Oh, it's an
That is a miss.
Advantage.
That would be-
advantage.
It had
right,
advantage, but it's a straight roll because you're firing blind.
right.
But it can't see her.
That would again just make it a straight roll.
I hate the advantage rolls in 5th edition. If you have more
Yeah.
source of advantage than disadvantage, you should have advantage.
Point being, I can't see it, so I can't like plan around properly. So until I know more about what's going on inside the fog, I'm not moving.
Yeah, I mean, you could, if you moved even 5 feet forward, you could definitely see it.
Mm-hmm. I'll stay here for now.
All right. Radigan.
Well, Radigan is officially freaked out, and his crossbow just kind of the bolt that is automatically knocked into it just bursts into flames, without anything else sort of happening. So, he sort of casts arcane weapon as he's doing that. He's gonna sort of step forward, and can I see it from there?
Yes.
Okay.
So, yeah, so you see this giant, blue-skinned, multi-headed creature that is still sort of roiling in agony and pain, but one of the heads seems to be looking at Augustus and has some semblance of understanding.
Okay. And Radic is just gonna look at this thing and just
Shoot that plick.
utter horror, and he's gonna reach inside his tool belt. He's gonna pull out a bottle with a metal stopper, and he's gonna uncork it, and he's gonna say, "Sorry, friend," and he's gonna throw a bottle of alchemist fire right onto.
All right, roll your attack with advantage.
I'm glad you took those.
That would be 22, but
22 hits. The alchemist fire splashes, and this bright green liquid fire spreads across its body, and it shrieks in anger and pain. Roll your damage.
Okay, so I believe that's 2d4 or is it 1d6? And it stays on fire, I believe.
Yep. It is.
Well, 1 for now, but I'm assuming 2 because it's both Frost Giant and.
It's 1d4 fire damage at the
1d4.
start of each of its turns.
Yeah, so it shatters, so at the start of its turn, it'll take the damage.
Okay.
All right, so it is splashed with this green alchemist fire. That's going to take us to the top of the round, and that's where we're going to end it for the evening.
All right.
Well, that was a sudden tonal shift in a body horror.
Yep. And with that,
I didn't realize
ended
there-
the stream for tonight. I would like to thank everyone for watching, especially ZLT, NK, and Phoenix, our super fans. And I would also like to thank Angel of Light, Commander Root, Lurks, Macman, Police, S1 Faker, and Windsock. Catch us next week for more D&D goodness. Have a good night. Bye-bye!
I didn't realize